time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah.
Brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Yeah, let's get it. It's you against the world, better figure out fast who the hell you could trust if you wanna make it past all the fakes and the lust. Better figure out fast. Nah, this ain't what you want, you don't want it that bad. Can you give up all your stuff? Pay attention to the facts and forget the media. Figure out your own path. Can you figure out love, or do you feel wrath? Can you hone that feeling and create an impact? Go get it, if you want it, go get it. Get with it, ain't nobody gon' give it your ticket. Gonna take a quick minute, don't quit it. Figure out your own limit, life is a test. The best make progress, figure out what is next and carve a path. Yes, no, they never second guess. Take a chance, no regret. If you wanna take a breath, give your blood and your sweat on.
When everything just breaks from all of your mistakes, don't let yourself feel down. Don't let yourself just drown. When you've lost everything, are you free to do anything? Only when.
Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared and I'm back. Hey guys, I'm so excited to do another show tonight. Man, the Warriors Quest is live. I'm your host, Jared A. Brown, and I've got a great guest. All right, I'm so excited to have this interview and get this going because she's got a great story. So, man, don't be stingy, all right? Please share this, all right? So I need everyone's help to share this. All right, so please, all right, please share this. All right. Oh, hey, come on. All right. Please stop. All right, don't clap for me. All right, I need you to clap for our special guest. All right, so please share this and don't be stingy. Thanks, Shane. Shane's already shared it. I appreciate that, Sharon. I appreciate you sharing, Shane. So please share this so we can get the message out there. All right, so I've got a guest. All right, Courtney is coming on tonight. Courtney is a lung transplant recipient 4 years ago. All right, she got the gift of life in regards to a lung transplant. And now she's looking for a living kidney donor. All right, she wants to extend her life, all right, by having a kidney transplant. So let's make it happen. All right. But please share this. Let's share this broadcast so we can get the message out there. All right. So please share this post so we can get it out there. Let's get this message out there to the masses. All right. Look, I'm behind the O and the S. Oh, and I see you. I see you. So I'm bringing my guest on, everyone. Okay. I'm bringing on Courtney Smith Hertel. She is from Atlanta, Georgia, but lives in North Carolina. So give her a very warm Warriors Quest welcome when she comes on. Okay, lung transplant recipient looking for a living kidney donor. All right, very, very special guest. I'm bringing on Courtney. You know what time it is. You know how we do. All right, VIP intro. All right, here we go. VIP intro. Boom. Welcome, Courtney.
Hey,
Welcome.
thank
So,
you.
man, I'm happy to have you on.
Thanks. Thanks.
So, tell me a little bit about where you're at now. So, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. How long have you been there?
Um, we have been here about 4.5 years. We moved here from Atlanta because I needed a lung transplant, and I was listed
Uh
in
huh.
early for over a year and a half without a single call, and I needed like a larger center, more high risk donor center. So we moved up here to Chapel Hill for me to be listed at Duke. And 3 days after we moved here, I went into respiratory failure. So I was taken by
What?
ambulance. Yeah, I was taken by ambulance to UNC because I live like a mile from UNC Hospital. And
All right. All right.
I woke up a week later at Duke where I got my lung transplant and where I was originally supposed to go. But I woke up on a
Wow.
ventilator
Wow.
and I spent 6 months there. So, yeah, so we've been in North Carolina like 4.5 years and we really like it. It's definitely
Wow. So,
much smaller city than Atlanta.
all right. All right. Okay. So, um, man, I'm trying to understand this a little bit. So, when you moved to North Carolina, you man, just that short time you were in the hospital for 6 months because of what had happened.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk
And
about, being introduced to a new city, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
it was crazy because we moved here, and 3 days later, I was, went to the hospital, woke up on a ventilator. I couldn't talk or
Wow.
eat. My kids,
Just like that.
yeah, were in third and fourth grade, and they had to start a whole new school while mom's
Mhm.
basically dying. It was the first 6 months, and then you know, all the hiccups with transplant. I ended up with a hip replacement 2 months after my lung transplant because the steroids
Wow.
caused necrosis of my right femur. It snapped.
Uh-huh.
So I had to get my hip replaced, and then I've had like a lot of other things come up that are just crazy, but part of being immunosuppressed and on like these
Yeah.
crazy meds.
Oh, wow.
So, and then,
So, man, a hip replacement, and your journey
yeah.
is just incredible to me, Courtney. Wow. So it's because of so your hips be you had to have a hip replacement, and why was that again? So what happened that
Well,
caused this?
you know, like with transplant, they put you on prednisone.
Uh-huh.
They said because of the high doses at first that
Okay.
it weakened my bones so much, and then having CF on top, cystic fibrosis on top of that, we're prone to having like weak bones anyways. So the high doses of steroids, they caused necrosis of my right femur, meaning
Wow.
that blood supply was reduced or completely gone, and my hip snapped, or like the femur snapped. So literally like 2 months and 2 days after my lung transplant, I think I had been home like 3 weeks, and I had to get that.
That is
It
nuts.
was
So you
crazy, yeah.
remember that happening? Like, do you remember the sensation or the feeling of it snapping?
So it's really weird. After my lung transplant, I was still in the hospital about 6 weeks, and so they had me walking every single day, and
Mm-hmm.
I started limping on my right side, but they just thought it was like because I was gaining weight finally, and I had fluid on my body from the
Okay.
steroids,
Uh-huh.
and they just, you know, they were more focused on my lungs and getting me home and stuff. They just thought it was fluid. And so I
Okay.
started with lung transplant, you have to do a pre-rehab and a post-rehab, which is you go exercise every day for like 3 weeks. And then you're supposed to continue it. Not everybody does, but
Right.
um,
Okay. All right. All right.
so I try and exercise when I can, especially now. Like I can't do it as much because I my hemoglobin, but so one day I was at rehab and I left, and walking was part of it every day. So I had been walking on this like fractured limb that I had no idea. And
Oh.
I woke up in the middle of the night, like screaming and in pain. And my
Uh-huh.
husband, like, he freaked out, but he started like Googling stuff. And
Uh-huh.
somehow I made it to like 8 in the morning because he called my coordinator right away. And he's
Okay.
like,
Made
okay,
it through the
well,
night somehow.
go get it x-rayed. And then like 20 minutes later, they're like, okay, you have to go see an orthopedist. And I'm like, what? And we go there. It's like all the way on the other side of town, even though it's part of Duke. And
Uh-huh.
they take us back in the room, and this doctor comes in and he's like, okay, I can do surgery on Wednesday. And I'm like, no, I am not doing surgery. And they're like, well, you have the potential to not walk ever again. So
Wow.
so I had to do it, but I was terrified and I was in a lot of pain, and I just had like my lung transplant, and so I was nervous, you know, and now I'm like,
And naturally so.
yeah,
Wow.
it's like my body just went through all this trauma, and now I have to get a hip replaced. And not only
Yeah.
that, I was like 35 at the time. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this makes me look like grandma or something. It's like I have like
Yeah.
someone else's lungs, and now I have like a fake head.
Uh-huh. Well, thanks
So
for
yeah.
we've got Jonathan watching. Thanks for tuning in, Jonathan. Um, yeah, thanks for watching, Jonathan. And we've got
Hey.
Shane Blanchard is watching too. So I want to say shout out to Shane Blanchard from Midwest Kidney Warriors, straight out of Iowa. He and I have a lot in common because we joke
Well,
around that, I live in Utah and he lives in Iowa, two of the most overlooked
oh
states in the
wow.
United States.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. My brother's name is Shane.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Mhm. Or it's actually his middle name, but that's what he goes by.
Okay, he goes by that. All right, all right. Nice. So let's go back just a little bit because I'm just incredibly in awe of your journey because 3 months after you moved to North or to Chapel
Three
Hill, North
days.
Carolina, 3 days. I mean,
Yep.
3 days, right? 3 days. And
Yeah.
then you had to find out you had a hip replacement, and everything that you go through. I think that your story just needs to be told. It's incredible to me. So take us back a little bit to maybe back when you maybe first found out that you had cystic fibrosis. How old were you when you found out that you
Uh,
had that?
so I was diagnosed at 5 weeks because it's
Okay.
genetic. But yeah, my parents found out really early, and I really didn't have lung issues till I was like in my late 20s. I mostly just had like
Mm-hmm.
the digestive issues from my pancreas, and then I became diabetic from the CF when I was 16. Um, and as a child, like my parents, which I think really helped my lungs, they always made me play sports. Like I did gymnastics, I did swimming,
Okay. Uh-huh.
softball, like you name it. They always wanted me active and always like force feeding me,
All right.
even though
Do you
I
think they did that because they didn't want you to feel like excluded, or was it that they didn't want you to focus on what was happening to you?
I think that was part of it, but also just like knowing that exercise helps keep your lungs more open and you can,
Okay.
this is TMI, but get rid of the mucus.
Right.
It's
Okay.
better to
That
be active
makes
than
sense.
sedentary. So, yeah. And then I think, yeah, I also too, they didn't want me to feel different or excluded. And I never did feel that way until like I was a teenager probably. And then even in my 20s, when I had kids, sometimes I hear nurses be like, "Oh, she shouldn't have kids," or, but I was still technically like healthy. Like
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't have
Relatively.
lung issues. Um,
Yeah.
and so then about 27, I started getting pneumonias. The first few years, it was like one a year, and I'd get a PICC line in my arm, and I'd have antibiotics for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
And then when
That's
I was
serious though. I mean,
33, yeah, because it built that scar tissue, and then
yeah, it
you
does.
can't
Yeah. Pneumonia will
expel
leave scar
mucus,
tissue.
and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
um, and then at 33, I got pneumonia like 5 times in a row, and the fourth time I went home on oxygen, and I was like so upset, but I had always been pretty lucky or blessed, whatever you want to say. And I was like, I'm not going to stay on this oxygen. I'm going to get better, at least better enough to where I don't need it. So I actually got off of it for about a month, but
All
then
right.
I got another pneumonia, and after that I was stuck on it. And
You're kidding me.
yeah. And then I continued to decline, and probably 6 months after like went home for the fifth time from the hospital on oxygen permanently. Then they talked about transplant, and um, I went through the process. It was pretty easy. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to really work towards anything. I was sick enough and struggling, and I was on at the time like 2 liters of oxygen, but I ended up getting up to like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And Emory, it's a small center, and I don't want to bad because I think they're great too, depending on cherry pick, like they want to make sure they get the best patient that they know is going to survive and
Right,
work out. And
exactly.
I have super high antibodies, so I
Okay.
waited 15 months there without a single call. So we obviously I couldn't wait forever. So we came up to Duke and they accepted me, and we had the option of moving in 3 or 4 weeks. And at first we were going to move in 4 weeks, but then my
Uh-huh.
husband was like, no, let's just go in three. It doesn't matter. So we moved in three, and then 3 days later I
Okay.
went into respiratory failure. And we know if we hadn't moved that weekend, like I would definitely not be here. 'Cause I mean, I didn't even
Wow.
get a single call at Emory like, oh, we have potential lungs. So that
So
was
that
like,
was a it's almost
what?
like, Courtney, it's almost like too much of a coincidence, and with my
Yeah,
faith, in my with my faith in God, I just don't think there really are coincidences, you know what I mean? It sounds like that was
yeah,
something that was
meant to
inspired,
be.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what my husband said, and I totally agree with you and him. Like it just worked out the way it was supposed to
Mhm.
by God's doing. I'm
Exactly,
very,
yeah, that's too
I'm
much of
very
a coincidence,
spiritual.
yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, I waited 4 months in the hospital to get my call. I got it on July 3rd, and I got my lungs put in on July 4th.
Wow, on July
So
4th.
it's been 4 years now. Yeah, yeah, independence.
Yeah.
um, and I'm like so amazed every day. Like I still can't believe it. I think it's so awesome that this can actually happen to somebody. Like they can take someone's organs and put them in someone else, and I'm still alive. I mean, I hate that my donor passed, but
Right.
you
Definitely
know,
bittersweet.
yeah, for
I
sure.
can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. And so my lungs, they've done pretty well the whole time. I have normal lung function like a normal healthy person. Um, I had A1 rejection, like the mildest form, a little
Okay.
over a year after my transplant,
Mhm. Okay.
and they gave me a bunch of steroids, and it went away like successfully, no repeats. But that's when my kidney function started to decline,
Alright.
and my creatinine then, like before the A1 rejection, it was around 1.2, so a little high, but not like crazy.
Okay.
And then after the A1 rejection, my GFR jumped, or not my GFR, my creatinine jumped up to like 2.0, and then it would
2.0.
trickle around 2.0 to 2.3. And then
Alright.
last
Hover.
year, I got mucormycosis, which is like a sign, I mean, it's a fungal infection, and I got it in sinuses. And I was in the hospital like a total of a month. I had two back-to-back sinus surgeries. I have like permanent nerve damage around my eye and like above my
Wow.
lip. I have a hole in my septum now, and I have to take
Really?
antifungals for the rest of my
Mhm.
life now. Um, so while I was in the
Wow.
hospital, they gave me these really strong like antifungal meds through an IV or through a
Mhm.
Hickman central line in my chest, and that ultimately is what like really caused the decline in my kidneys. Like my creatinine had been around 2 or
Wow.
2.3. It jumped up to like 3.2, and then
Uh-huh.
ever since then it's never been below 3, and that was almost a year and a half ago.
Okay, okay.
And so now
So
it just keeps go, dropping or getting higher rather.
right. Okay. It's It just seems to climb a little bit, huh?
Like
And
today, when they checked my kidney function, 3.0 GFR is 14.
oh, okay, your GFR's around 14 right now.
Yeah, but my nephrologist, based off some of the symptoms I have, like I get kind of dizzy, which could be the hemoglobin because it's so low. He thinks it's probably under 10, but he can't say for sure because the lab score is like 14, 15, 13. So yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
scary. Wow.
I'm just
So,
glad I don't technically need dialysis yet, but it's coming, I'm sure.
yes, yes, that is good. So praise God for that. But nonetheless, you've definitely had boxing gloves on for a long time. You're battling, and
Yeah.
you've been through so much. It's crazy. Yeah. So much, respect for what you've been through. Jonathan's asking here a little bit about your Prograf. How much Prograf do you take?
So in the morning I take 3.5 and at night I take 3
Hmm.
milligrams.
Okay, okay. And what about like your total amount of pills that you take? So do you
A
take
day.
yeah,
I take about 70 pills a day.
wow. Wow. See,
Um,
and I don't think that the normal person, okay, just the normal Joe who isn't connected with transplants understands how many pills, a
yeah.
recipient is. It's just something that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. And with you being immunocompromised, how careful? I mean, obviously, it's kind of a silly question, but without even COVID-19 being, relevant, you already have to
Uh-huh.
be, careful. How
Yeah.
much more careful have you had to be, during the pandemic?
Um, so the first probably 3 or 4 months, I didn't go out. Like if we went somewhere, I sat in the car. Like if my husband had to go to
Okay.
the store, and
Yeah.
he's really good about masking up and sanitizing his hands, shopping carts. Like even now, with some people being a lot more lax, like he's still like on top of everything. But
Hmm.
yeah, the I didn't go out for about 4 months, and then I started going to the store, but I would double mask. I even wore gloves sometimes, and then I'd sanitize still, um, because I couldn't take being at home all the time and not leaving.
Yeah. Right.
My kids even they got a COVID shot. They got their second dose
Okay.
about a month ago. My
All right.
husband he works for UNC, so he got his COVID shots, and then I got Johnson and Johnson about I got it in March actually, um, and we actually decided today to test to see if I have antibodies to it. Hopefully, although in the transplant world, it's like this guy has them, this guy doesn't, so we'll see.
Right. Yeah.
But
Well,
hopefully, I
thanks
have
for
at least
watching,
some.
Emmett. Emmett Henderson's watching from sunny California. He's saying that you're a true warrior, and I got to say that
Oh,
as
thank you.
well. So, some of the concern for the immunocompromised, like transplant recipients, is that after having been vaccinated, because of the immunosupp, when you're taking these anti-rejection pills,
Uh-huh.
how your body's going to react to the vaccine. If
Yeah.
you because you've had both the the first and second vaccinations shot, if I'm hearing you correctly, right? Have you had both shots?
Are you talking to Jonathan?
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking to you, Courtney. I apologize.
Oh,
So,
that's okay. So the Johnson and Johnson is only one dose, and I had that dose in March.
okay, all right.
Mhm.
And so did they look for antibodies when they after you've had the vaccination shot to see how your body's reacting, to what's going on?
So since they just did the testing today, I won't find out for a few days. But
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, I mean, my doctor even said he was curious because not many people had had the Johnson and Johnson.
Okay.
So he's actually excited to see what my results are.
Yeah.
And he said
Hmm.
even if it's negative, that I shouldn't think I don't have any, but also don't think I'm invincible. So
Right, right, right. Yeah, you got to keep a good balance, and and I'd hope that and I'm very curious about it because I just want I want our transplant recipients to feel as though they're protected against COVID-19
right,
after having it. If they do get vaccinated, I'd like to find out more information about how their bodies are reacting because
yeah,
it's I worry about them and I want everybody to feel like they can get protection as well. So I'm just curious
yeah,
about that.
uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I've heard like a few people that have had bad reactions, but
Mhm.
I think that just happens sometimes, regardless
Sure.
of transplant
Right.
or not. So,
Yeah, it
um,
does.
I'm
I think it's important that that to gather more information, and so if we,
yeah,
um, it's too bad there are people that have bad reactions. It is, and I
uh-huh,
hope that we don't continue to have them. But unfortunately, we need data, and if we don't get
right,
data, then it's hard to move forward.
that's true.
But anyway,
Um,
let's talk a little bit about you know your kidneys not functioning as well. And um, with what's happening, we want to be preemptive and we want to try to help you find a living kidney donor so
uh-huh,
that we can you by having found a living kidney donor, we can help you get to the point where you may not have to be on dialysis. And so that's an
yeah,
important step. God bless our people, the dialysis warriors and those that are currently on
oh yeah,
dialysis. But if we can help you, that's a good thing. You're saying your GFR is like around 14 right now, right? And
right,
okay. And what what I'd like to do is ask people to share this broadcast. I've got the phone number to the transplant hospital down below. Right here, it says the transplant hospital is Duke. Is this correct? And the transplant
yes,
number is 919-613-7777. Those
yes,
last four numbers are easy to remember. 7777.
yeah,
I like that.
uh-huh,
Um, so talk to me a little bit about how you feel on a regular basis because of what's either your kidneys not functioning or just in general with what's happening with your with the CF. Tell me a little bit
uh-huh,
about that so that people can understand um, how you battle every day. Because again, there are many people that that's what I want to reach out to. Is I want this broadcast to reach those that don't quite understand what you go through on a daily basis, and hopefully
uh-huh.
through explaining it to them, that we can inspire somebody to apply and become a living donor for you. Okay.
Okay. So my right now I feel pretty crummy almost every day. I'm tired all the time because my hemoglobin is super low. It's about 8.0. Based on our parameters at Duke, below 12.0 is considered anemic, so I'm severely anemic. Um, I'm taking injections once a month to try and improve my iron levels. I was supposed to have an iron infusion today, although I have to go back next week now. And then I take iron pills. I take 2 doses twice a day. Um,
Okay.
and then on top of that, I have to take enzymes for my pancreatic insufficiency. I'm also diabetic.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know you were also a diabetic.
from the CF. I have to check. Yeah, which that's probably one of the worst parts. It's such a nuisance. Like
Uh-huh.
it's either always going off, telling me my blood sugar is high or low, and just trying to like eat healthy, but also with
Uh-huh.
having CF, like I have to eat more than a normal person. Definitely
Uh-huh.
not as much as I used to have to eat because I'm not burning so many calories through breathing, but I still have to eat like I probably eat almost 3,000 calories a day.
Wow,
Um,
really?
yeah, whereas before that I was supposed to eat like 4,500. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which that took getting used to, especially since I gained almost 40 pounds after my transplant. Because I got down to
Mm-hmm.
like 85 pounds. Um, and now with the whole kidney thing, it's like, oh, I can't have cow's milk, which that's like my favorite drink.
I was just gonna go there. I was just gonna go
Yeah,
there that, with the limitations and stuff with kidney disease, I was
it's
gonna ask you that's
horrible.
yeah.
They're like, and then my phosphorus is high, my potassium gets super high. I have to take Localma 3 times a day. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like for
No, what is
potassium.
that?
So it's a powder that you pour into 3 ounces of water. Sometimes I use juice because it's absolutely terrible and chalky. And
Mm-hmm.
my kidney doctor told me not to drink more than a liter of water a day. Well, doing 3 doses of that is like a quarter of my liquid intake for the day, and it's
Right.
disgusting. And I'm like, ah. And then it's like I love
So,
cantaloupe, but
is
now
it
I'm
bitter
not
or
supposed to eat
what is it
that.
bitter or how does it taste? What's so disgusting about it?
It's like it's okay. First off, when you pour it in the water and you shake it up, it's like super
Mm-hmm.
cloudy, and then it tastes like you're eating like chalk or something just really
Super dry, huh?
gross. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nasty. And so I can't eat cantaloupe now because it's either high in potassium or phosphorus. I can't remember. Um, they're like, limit your beef, but we don't want you to not eat your protein because you're
But you
diabetic.
need protein, yeah.
And then they're like, don't eat beans. And I'm like, what am I supposed to eat? Like, it's like I have to watch the fruit I eat. Oh, I can eat berries. Well, they're like 10 freaking dollars. Like it's like ten
Yeah.
dollars a pint of blueberries or something.
Oh my gosh, because not only are you,
Well, it's
again,
really like $5, but yeah.
right, 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 but seriously, I'm gonna give you mad props because you're the diabetes and then watching what you eat with, with the kidney function and
Mhm.
everything. I'm That's a lot of juggling, trying to make sure that your sugar level is where it needs to
Mhm.
be, and then,
Yeah.
making sure that you're not eating too many carbs, and then making sure that you're not, your potassium, then there's phosphorus.
Yeah. And my
So
baseline potassium is like 5.2, so it's already high. Like,
okay,
regardless, it's like always 5.2. And I'm like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm not drinking dark soda for the phosphorus. And
uh huh.
yeah, it's crazy. It
Well,
drives me insane.
Jonathan says eggs are a great source of protein. That's a pretty good idea.
I do like
Yeah,
those.
yeah. You can be creative, make an omelet, or you can make different things, so that's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and no potatoes. I'm like,
No potatoes. Ah,
yeah, yeah.
man.
We ate dinner out last night, and like my son had potatoes. My husband got onion rings, I think, to like try and feel
Okay, mix it up.
a little bit of compassion for me.
Uh-huh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, Lisa Baxter. Thank you.
Hi,
Um,
Lisa.
so so Jonathan's asking, would a new kidney help balance your life better? That's a good question.
Yes, absolutely. Less medicine. I
Uh-huh.
take Rosella right now, 2 tablets 3 times a day. I take sodium bicarb like 9 of
9. Wow.
Those are gross. You can just scoop it up and just eat it. Um,
Wow.
yeah. And then like with my enzymes to digest fats and stuff for the pancreatic insufficiency, I take like
Uh-huh.
15 of those a day. And then my Prograf, my Cursimba, which is the antifungal, I
Right.
take 2 of those.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I have to take a bunch of vitamins like magnesium. My magnesium's like pretty much always borderline because the Prograf depletes it from the body. And then I take the
No,
iron.
some of this, if I'm hearing you right, some of these things almost what you take sometimes creates some problems for you, and then you take
It
something else
feels
like
like
minimal.
it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, my
you
doctor
know,
put me on, is it calcitriol? And he's like, oh, this will help bring your calcium up, but you gotta watch your phosphorus because it'll go up too.
right.
And I'm like, no, this is not working.
Love taking renal binders. Not. Yeah, I've talked to Jonathan about that. Yeah. Big old horse pills. Yeah. He's talked
Oh
I
yeah,
remember Jonathan talking about that.
yeah.
Yeah, people do
I
not like
I
the binders.
I swallowed one wrong yesterday or last night, and then I had like heartburn the whole night, and I kept
The whole
waking
night.
up, and I'm like, I'm either gonna puke or like die or something because it hurts so bad. Yeah, I'm so much fun, right? I'm
Oh my
never
gosh.
boring. Let's put it that way.
No, no. So speaking of never boring, I love that you talk about your family because the support, especially when you're going through this journey that you've been going through, this journey certainly requires support. And you talk and you mention your family in several of this conversation that we're having. What does that mean to you to have like your husband and your kids giving you that support, and how does that help you on days that maybe aren't exactly the best days where you don't feel well?
Um, it's amazing, just like waking up and like seeing my kids' faces, even though they're 13 and 14, so half the time they're like, "Get away, mom." But my husband, he's always been supportive of me. I used to think he was really annoying, like right after my transplant, because he'd be like doing my medicine box, and he's like,
Uh-huh.
"Did you take this? Why is this still in here? Okay, did you check your blood sugar?" And I'm like, "Dude," and but it was he meant well.
Right,
But
right, sure.
hearing it 100 times, I'm like, "Oh my God, what are you, like my nurse or doctor?" Like, but
He was mother henning you.
yeah. But he was really good when I was in the hospital. Like he'd do facials for me. Like he bought me like
Wow.
face mask, and he would wash my hair like and blow dry
Uh-huh.
it too.
Wow, what a
I mean,
gentleman.
yeah,
Yeah.
not like every day, but like we do like once a
Sure.
week
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I wish it was every day, but there's no way I could function, and he'd probably go crazy because it was so much work. But um, that once a week, it was amazing because it was like my hair is clean and my skin feels
Yeah.
better. So, um,
Wow.
yeah, and then my parents,
You've
they're in
got a good one.
Atlanta, and my brother, he's down there with his girlfriend too. So,
Well,
oh,
Lisa's saying
yeah,
what a man, what a husband. Yeah, for sure, man.
mhm,
That's awesome. That's fantastic that your husband does things like that because um
yeah,
man, because I can only imagine, especially like when maybe you're not feeling well and you get a facial or you're pampered.
uh-huh,
Anyway, you can feel pampered. Um, you know, any chronic disease aside, when you're pampered, it makes you feel special. But
oh
for him to
yeah.
do that, I mean, that's got to be something that just says that's to me just a testament of love, and I just think that that's a fantastic sort of way to show your love to a wife. That's awesome. Is he there now? Can he hear me talking about him?
Yeah, it was nice.
Very cool, very cool. So, um, Jonathan say, nice to have support when battling a chronic illness. Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for
Yes, it
sure.
is. Absolutely. And so, um, you post a little bit on your social media about your kids, and um, one of the driving factors in regards to wanting to have a better life for many warriors looking for a kidney is their family. And
Uh-huh.
what kind of vision do you have after having kidney transplant? What are you envisioning for to be with your kids and your family, your husband after having had a kidney transplant?
Um, I guess just having more energy and um not feeling like a burden sometimes, like, oh, like my husband likes to take our son on walks and hikes, and like right now I feel like I can't do that, or I feel like I would really slow them down, or like get halfway down there and be like, oh my God, I can't move. Like I would like to be
Right.
able to be more active, and some days I have to sleep in, like I literally can't move. So just having energy and being able to do more stuff.
All right. Now, with the iron infusions, does that help you with a little bit with the energy, or is it because you're tired all the time because both the low iron and the kidney function is low?
I think it's both because I didn't used to be this tired and fatigued
Yeah.
all the time. I actually, up until, well, before COVID, I used to go to the gym like multiple times a week and lift weights and do cardio like on a treadmill. And
Okay.
it it slowly, like I just couldn't do it anymore. And then
Hmm.
COVID made it worse. So I tried going to the park across the street and going around the track, and I get like halfway through a lap and just I'd have to stop.
Wow. How does that make you feel in regards to the difference in your physical condition from just within the last year or so?
Um, it makes me feel pretty bad. Like, it's a little bit different from not being able to breathe to like being like, oh, I'm just tired. Like, I should still be able to get up and like go for a walk, or like not feel completely exhausted getting ready and like going out
Yeah.
to eat or something. But it feels pretty crummy, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I I'm like, geez, why is this happening again? Like where I feel
Yeah.
so bad, even though
Right.
this is different because it's like I'm just tired. Um, so I'm
Well,
thankful that I can still breathe, but you
no,
know,
God bless you, because I get it. You can breathe, and
mhm,
um, that's a godsend, and it's a blessing that you have um, a deceased donor angel that has helped you
mhm,
become, a lung transplant recipient, and so we want to praise God for that. But
yeah,
uh, but but I do I want to make sure that we're not discounting that. Yeah, it's being tired, but when it's you're chronically tired, okay, when you're tired
yeah,
every day, okay, it's more than just being tired. I
mhm,
mean, that just is that for you, okay, you just mentioned that sometimes it makes you feel like like you're bringing your family down, as I can't remember your
yeah,
words exactly, but not being able to plan necessarily for something, and
mhm,
just you can't go to the gym anymore like you used to, and then you're planning things
yeah,
differently where you think you go to the park and then you can only make it like halfway, and then you're wiped
yeah,
out, and it's that sort of journey physically is a big trial. But Courtney, emotionally, okay, emotionally, that must be pretty difficult as well, because that must not be very easy to, in your own mind, not being able to do some of the things you used to be able to do and have the energy that you used to
Yeah,
have.
yeah, definitely. Like we went swimming the other day, and I I was like, I'm gonna go off the diving board. So
Okay, you did?
I did, which felt great. But then, like after I went under and I'm up and I'm trying to swim to the
Uh-huh.
middle of the pool, I'm like, oh
Okay.
my god, I'm like dying. I'm like, this would be so embarrassing if I had to like get the lifeguard down here. But
But you didn't make too much of a scene, huh?
no, I pulled it off. So
All
I
right,
was
all right, all
yeah.
right. You got it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to lay on my back, or, but I didn't. But I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm gonna have to turn around and lay on my back and look like a weirdo. But I somehow made it to my daughter with the noodle, and but I was like, I'm not going off that again.
Good for you. Good for you. So
Yeah.
Emmett's replying right here to what we were just talking about, and Emmett is a kidney transplant recipient, but he's also a lupus warrior. And many
Mm,
people who have lupus still struggle even after kidney transplant with being, tired all the time, chronic
mm.
fatigue. And I think it's well said what he said here. So thank you, Emmett, for saying this. Is that chronic fatigue is a lot harder to deal with than healthy tired, and there's definitely a difference. There is absolutely. So, really tired after work this weekend, I understand. Yeah, Lisa goes through that too. She's a kidney transplant recipient. She is the host of the Lisa Baxter Show, of course, and she
Mhm.
deals with a lot of pain and stuff that she goes through. So she definitely can relate to you. So, and she has kidney disease because of polycystic kidney disease,
Oh wow.
PKD. Yeah. So, um, but how talking about, being having that chronic fatigue, Courtney, have your kids have they asked you about that? Like sometimes have you had to have like a conversation to explain to them why it is that you're tired all the time? And have they been able to
Um,
understand, or is it very difficult?
no, I've always been very open with them.
Okay.
Like even with my lungs, they knew I almost died. They'd come visit me at the hospital like 3 or 4 times a week, and they'd see me on the ventilator. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I was just like as honest as I could be, in
Okay.
regard to they were 9 and 10 when I finally got my transplant. But while
All right.
waiting,
All right.
I just explained that mom has cystic fibrosis. I can't breathe, but I'm gonna get better, and that was my goal.
Sure.
I was absolutely determined not to die, even though I was
Okay. And you
really
were very transparent with them. I like that.
um. So now with the kidney, they've known, I guess, since last summer that I was having like starting to like really go
Okay.
downhill.
Uh-huh.
Um, and they've asked a few times like, "Why are you so tired?" or "Mom, why can't you keep up?" And they're very understanding and compassionate about it. But yeah, they do ask questions.
All right. Very nice. So that, you know, k- kids can be very understanding in many cases, and especially when it comes to their mom, um,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, and that's good. That's good. So, it sounds like, they're really supporting you and they give you compassion. Um, your husband pampers you. Um, you know, so the life is good in that regard, and I'm happy for you that way. When you've got the support and love and you're surrounded by that, that's definitely a good base and foundation. With being, having that chronic fatigue, and then the low iron, going through diabetes that you do, and then your CF. Those are so many different things that you're juggling with that I want to I want to list those things a little bit and talk about that because it's just amazing to me that that you've gone through so much hip replacement. I mean, we can go down the line and talk about all these
Yeah.
different things, and it's just amazing to me. And I'm seriously I've got so much respect for what you've done so far in your journey, and I hope that everybody else can be just as inspired as I am that you've persevered, that you're overcoming, and that you're still an overcomer. What what do you do on a day maybe that isn't a good day? Maybe a day in which not only are you not feeling well physically, but maybe it's gotten you down as well emotionally. What are some
Mhm.
pick me up things? What are your go tos? Is it music, maybe a movie or book, or
So it's kind of funny. Depending on how bad I feel, it's either music and I
okay,
dance. I know that sounds crazy if
all
I'm
right,
like
no,
tired, and I love to cook. So
okay,
I might have to pull a chair up to like the stove or whatever, but
hmm,
I like to try new things and experiment. Um, and if I can't move at all, then it's sitting like in the den watching a movie.
okay. So, what are some of your favorite dishes to create or recreate?
Um, so it's not necessarily potassium friendly, but I love salmon.
All
Um,
right,
I make really good lasagna and ziti.
mm-hmm.
What else? I've made beef Wellington before. That was good. That was for restaurant this
Oh,
year. Yeah.
oh wow.
Um, yeah. The next time I do it, I'm gonna make it a little prettier, but it still turned out like really well with like mushrooms and the mustard
Oh,
and the
wow,
cumin. Yeah. Gosh, what else do I make? I actually make really good homemade pizza. Like sometimes I'll
okay,
throw like ricotta on it.
uh-huh.
Um, I like light
Wow.
pizza.
W
Um,
yeah,
and then I actually make eggs Benedict too.
Eggs
Um,
Benedict. I think I saw one of your posts recently with that, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I made
Uh-huh,
that for Father's Day for my husband.
okay.
Um, yeah, so I'm pretty much open to trying anything, but those are some of my probably my favorites.
Very nice. So, do you think maybe, not only, there's a couple things that I like about food, one is that when our taste palette can bring up good, when we taste something that tastes good, it brings very good emotions, and
Uh-huh.
so number one, I think that that's a good thing to do is to eat, because something that tastes good to us can help us bring some positivity, some good vibes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then making them though, and creating and preparing, that sounds very therapeutic for you though. Does that help you like channel some of maybe some
Yeah,
negative vibes and make them into
absolutely.
positive that way too?
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So, I hear that some people, try to do some things like cooking. The dancing is something that's also a great idea. I think that
Mhm.
dancing is therapeutic, and then music in general is just a overall a great thing because music, we all have music as a language because even if you don't understand the words they're saying, sometimes just
Mhm.
the beat,
Yeah,
even if you don't
absolutely.
understand what they're saying in a different language, you get the music and the beats, and it can lift you up anyway, and so music is so
Mhm.
powerful that way. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, we're getting close to the end here. My doctor said if it tastes good, spit it out. I don't know if I always agree with that, but that's
True.
but I think that's awesome that you're finding some things to you know to to make you feel good and things that you can get to make your day better if you're having a bad day. And
Yeah.
I want to say also, if they're watching, or if your husband watches this later, that God bless him and God bless your kids for giving you the support that you need through this trying journey that you've had. So hopefully God continues to bless you and your family. And I hope that somebody watches this tonight or as a replay and feels inspired to call the phone number down below that's scrolling across the screen. And,
That'd be amazing.
but what I'd like to do is just give you a moment, Courtney, and give your shout outs, and maybe just kind of say what you want in regards to what somebody who might be watching that's a potential donor, maybe what you'd like to say to them. Okay.
Okay. I guess based off having a lung transplant and how I feel towards my donor, I thank them every single day, and I thank God every single day. It's such a gift, and I feel so fortunate to have had this chance and opportunity. Um, I like to think that they're with me. It might sound a little strange, but I feel like their presence is with me at all times, and I would use this gift of a kidney to help continue living and thriving with my lungs, and to be here for my kids and my husband and my parents and brother, and my doggies.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks for listening. And consider it. Like it's truly amazing, like what science can do, and just having had this opportunity, it blows my mind. It's amazing. And
Amen. Amen.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, God bless you and God bless your family. I hope that someone feels just inspired by your journey as I do, because I'm just really amazed. You've been through so much, you've endured so much, you're an overcomer. And I know that you may not have easy days, but you you've got a great support system. And I just am a big believer that there are no coincidences. And I feel as though, I really do, that God is watching you. And I feel that your day may come. I can't tell you when that day is, but I know that God loves you, and I know that He loves your family.
Oh, thank you.
I know He'll bless you soon. Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Courtney. Have a great evening. All right.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Thank you again. And if you do get that call soon, let me know. Hit me up. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I sure will.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, man, we've had quite a story. You guys, if you've not been inspired, please watch this on replay. All right, it's just incredible what she's gone through. I'm just seriously amazed, and she battles every day. All right, a lung transplant recipient. All right, hip replacement. She gets iron infusions. She has diabetes. She has chronic fatigue, and she is hovering around 14%. Okay, trying to be preemptive so that she can prevent dialysis. And please, if you don't feel inspired by her and what she said to us, then please watch this on replay. All right, get inspired by watching it again, because it is just amazing what this warrior has been through. And so if you feel inspired like I do, please share this. Don't be stingy. All right, please share this so that we can get her story out there to as many people as possible. All right. So again, we want to keep hope alive. All right. Hope alive is what we want. So, all right,
Hope
please.
will never die.
Hope will never die. All right. Hope will never die. And we need we need you to share this. So just please do it. Just share it. Just do it. All right. Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it. All right. Please share this. I need your help so that we can get this story out there to as many people as possible. Let's get this out to the masses. All right. And if people don't like it, they can kiss our, all right. You know what I mean? So please, all right, show some love, show some support, and click on that share button. All right. So Hope Will Never Die. That's right, Lisa. I'm going to play that one again. I like that one.
Hope will never die.
Hope will never die. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because without your help, we can't spotlight this warrior's opportunity for a living kidney donor. All right. I appreciate your love, your respect, and let's keep on sharing this and supporting. Please, let's light this up and make sure that we help and do everything we can to get this story out there for Courtney. So thank you again for watching. Peace. I'm out. All right. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, I misplaced the outro again. Every week I do this. Where did I put the outro? Hold on. Did I? No, that's not it. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Thanks, guys. Peace. I'm out. God bless.
All these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Hey guys, I got your back, okay? Thank you. Peace. I'm out.